Inside Leominster is brought to you through the generous support of Colonial Insulation Company, residential and commercial insulation and fireproofing services, specializing in blown-in cellulose as well as spray foam insulation. For more information, visit their website, colonialinsulation.com. And by Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, 52 West Street in Leominster, locally and authentically providing better hearing and quality of life since 1978. www.donotshout.com.
Yes, here we are, taking a little sip of water. Plenty of water out there right now. Good evening, and welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the city. And yes, we're live tonight, as we are each and every Thursday night. We try to bring you information along with some entertainment and some funny kinds of stories and things that happen during the course of the week. But without further delay in getting right over to, I don't know, Art, did you ever have a phone that was like a keystone number or a 534 or a 537 number?
Absolutely. Still do. We do not own one of those fancy things. Too much of a distraction.
My neighbor, former neighbor, old man Mario, the phone company kept calling him, so he finally said, "Can you call the phone company for me?" So I did, and I said, "What's going on?" Mario's been, he doesn't have any trouble with his phone. They said, "We don't have, like, the wire that feeds to his house is like the original." And I said, "Really?" He said, "Original." And the lady said, "And something else." I said, "What?" She goes, "He has the last party line in Leominster."
Wow.
And I said, "Who's he partying with?" She goes, "Nobody." It's just, that's the plan they were on, and you are grandfathered in unless you change something. Then they would say, "Well, you changed your plan." So now, I don't know how much he was paying. He couldn't pay very much, but he was part of the. I remember as a kid picking up the phone and hearing 4 or 5 different conversations going on.
I remember too, and I'd be amiss if I didn't first say congratulations.
Thank you.
On yet another. The whole city itself. There was a sigh of relief.
Ooh. Well.
Without doubt.
I hope so.
If somebody tries to run a campaign the way this was, I can't imagine how they would have run a city. Now, having said all that,
yes.
I just read, and I don't believe anything I read, but it's all over the internet that Searstown has given notice that it's bye-bye.
They haven't. I don't think they've actually told the owners, but I know it was in the newspaper somewhere that in February they might close. So,
and I couldn't help but think. I think 2 years ago, we took a ride to Myrtle Beach in the Carolinas, and instead of trying to drive around and go to all the things we went to, there's this mom and pop operation. They had a little Plymouth van, and they were like a taxi, and we hired them for the 3 days we were there. And they were at our beck and call. It was wonderful. Anyway, we're driving, and all of a sudden I look over and I says to the driver, I said, "My God, I don't see anything here but a parking lot." And it was bigger than Searstown, but there's no buildings. I said, "Why is this parking lot here? Is there something I'm missing?" He says, "No, that used to be a mall." And I guess they got sick of waiting to try to put people in it, so they flattened it.
Yeah. Well,
and it was just a piece of blacktop.
It's they're very soon. I don't know how soon, but there'll be new owners of the mall more than likely.
Yeah.
And both of the groups that I talked to, and I don't know how many groups were interested, but they one is local and one is from outside, from the south, and both groups were impressed by the city, impressed by the mall, the condition of it, And certainly the former owners didn't, they didn't run it down. It's not a bad-looking place. And, they've kept it up and infrastructure and everything. And so, we let them know that, the cities, we know that whoever buys it's going to have to redevelop the mall. And there's too much retail space in there. So more than likely, whoever buys it, there'll be more entertainment in there. There'll be more probably housing units on the outside, apartments, that kind of thing, assisted living maybe. So
Who
each
knows?
of them,
Maybe someday the state college will buy it for schools.
well, I don't think they'll ever eliminate the retail because some of the retailers down there just re-signed. So I don't think that'll happen. I think there'll just not be as much retail space. So what'll happen is even the bigger people, not bigger, but a bigger shoe store, they don't need as much room anymore. So they'll need less space. So the mall will be the mall. It's just it'll look a little bit different in the sense it'll have more food, restaurants connected to it.
Optician type places too.
Yeah, and again, more entertainment for young families to go to. Trampolines, the kids jump in there. More of that. So they'll redevelop it. But the other owners did a good job. Old Navy, you can get to from the outside. You can get to Sears from the outside. You can get to Macy's, and Macy's and JCPenney are still doing well down there, and Old Navy does well. Panera Bread does incredibly well. So.
They do.
Whoever buys it, and as I said, two of the groups I talked to are ready to make significant investment into the mall. So it's not a situation where they're going to let it sort of, just. And it's funny because we had Halloween the other night, on Halloween night, down at the mall.
That was unbelievable.
But anyway, I walked into Sears. I got to tell you, they had their appliance center was huge, and the prices, not that I checked them all, but their prices were very competitive. Clothing, very competitive, and we bought things while we were walking through, and they still have a big tool section, and as far as mattresses, they just so.
Well, I saw it on the internet.
Yeah.
It looked like Christmas. The people.
I have not. There were so many people. We went through. There had to be 1,500 people down there, and everybody had a ball. I mean, everybody was having a great time. Kids loved it, and then they got to go out on Saturday.
Great thing. It
was. So no, the mall is not going away. It's everyone agrees.
Good.
All the market studies we met today to talk about, sort of how much money is spent in the area, the demographics, heat maps to show how many people are part of the market captured area here. It's not going away. It's what's unique about our mall is if you go to Solomon Pond Mall, there are no neighborhoods around there. If you go to Pheasant Lane Mall, there are no real neighborhoods around here. And,
that's right.
And our mall is pretty unique in the sense that, name me another mall. You don't see anybody walking to the Burlington Mall. You don't see anybody walking to the Pheasant Lane Mall. You don't see anybody. It's very seldom that you actually see people walking. You go to the Mall of America, you don't see anybody walking to there. Our mall is like one of the only places where you actually, is people that live around there within a 2-mile radius, there's probably, 10, 20,000 people that are just. I need a tie. I'm not going to drive to the Solomon Pond Mall. I'll just drive down the mall. So it's strategically located in a really good location in each.
A lot of access too, from the back, from the front, from the side.
It's not going anywhere.
No,
and,
good.
As I said, the two other owners, and I did hear that there was another retailer that wanted to go into Sears if they left. I heard that 2 months ago, and that was serious. That was a real bona fide company. So I don't know whether the new owners, they haven't bought it yet. They haven't signed on the dotted line, so I can't say too much about it. But I can just say, one group flew out from Georgia 2 weeks ago, and the other group is local. And we've researched both groups, and they are well capitalized. They know the business, and they are really good at taking malls and redeveloping them. So.
Good, different concepts. That's all.
Yeah, and so I look at it as this may be a really good opportunity at a critical time. But Panera is probably one of the most performing stores down there, as is Macy's does well, and it's one of the most affordable malls. So that's why you still see, you saw Sears stay as long as they did.
And relatively speaking, in the last 3 or 4 years now, we've had 3 or 4 different new restaurants down there.
Yeah. So retail.
With the chicken and.
In the meeting we had today, we talked a little bit about it, and only 9% of merchandise is purchased on the internet, online. That's small. So you still
Yeah.
got 90% that's being purchased in bricks and mortar. And we saw a list of companies that are now opening bricks and mortar who used to be online. So, and these aren't big operations. They're maybe 5,000 square feet. When I was at the Mall of America, I don't know if you ever been there in Minnesota, but the Mall of America, I was there twice, and so once that I went, and it didn't look so good, and they gave it a makeover the second time I went. What's interesting there is they have like a zip line. So you're walking down the mall lot, and all of a sudden somebody comes flying by. They have like a zip line inside the mall.
They had a roller
amusement.
coaster in there too.
Yes,
didn't
they do. And then they
Yeah.
have a big aquarium inside there. I know that I had talked to a few investors who wanted to open up like a discovery museum, a children's museum. And I mean, there's another possibility. So anyway, the second time I went, what I realized is that the concept of the stores changed a little bit, but they were smaller. So nobody was in 10 or 20,000 square feet. Everybody was in 5, maybe 10. So
Yeah.
retail is going to change. It'll change, but there's always going to be that sort of need to go and touch and feel and try on a pair of shoes. And what will change, though, is if they don't have your size and you really like those shoes and they're on sale, they're just, okay, no problem, sir, Mr. Art. We'll just, tomorrow morning they'll be at your house.
That's my biggest problem is my shoes. But yeah, it's true. Everything you said is right on.
So
And
it's
good
called,
luck in your next 2 years.
yes.
I'm sure that
things will change.
I can see your mind already starting about what's going to be going on. I just can't wait.
Fire it
Looks
up.
like it's going to be another fun 2 years.
Fire it up.
You know.
And we're ready. In the event that there's a recession, we're ready for that too.
Yeah, I mean it's big business. The city of Leominster running. I'll close with this, and no one told me this. I dreamed this up myself. The city of Leominster is no longer a ribbon cutting job for the mayor and his staffs, etc. It's big business, and we need somebody in there that has that focus, and you have that. And you also have the small business focus. And those two focuses come together, and the end result is ain't nobody can touch us within 50 miles from what it looks like, what it does, what it has, and what it will be. And for that, we say thank you, and we did that on voting day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye-bye.
That's the Art Report. Art filling us all in. But yeah, the retail will change. It'll be interesting. But, a study was done not long ago. It's sitting on my desk. And they asked millennials. And I think before even reading it, most would say millennials felt that, the shopping experience was done and they would just buy everything online. What they did find, though, is that they actually liked shopping, and they were hoping that malls and outdoor retail would still be around 10, 20 years from now, when their student loans are paid off, I assume. And but I think now, I went down to get some shirts, and the computer, when I checked online, showed that they had 3 shirts, white shirts that I have expandable necks because I don't like it too tight. I've been buying them forever. And when I got there, I couldn't find them, so I went through all the shirts. Couple employees trying to help me, and then one of I don't know if he was a manager or a department head or whatever, and he said, "What are you looking for?" So he checked the computer. He says, "Yeah, we're showing 3. I just don't see him." So everybody's looking through. I said, "Listen, no big deal. I can come back. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I'm here, and I was hoping to leave." And the manager said, or whatever he was, he said, "Listen, how many? 2 weeks ago we had a sale. I'll give them to you for the sale price. How many do you want to buy?" And I said, "I'll take 6 or 8 or whatever it was." And he said, "And we'll ship them to your house, or you can pick them up here." I said, "Just ship them to my house." So it's whatever the customer is in the mood for. If you're in the mood for that shopping experience, they'll be there. If it's something you want to buy online, I know I was in one of the stores and I needed something, and I remember just for some reason, I think it was my daughter said, "Check online sometimes, because sometimes the product is actually cheaper if you just order it online." So I ordered, there were sheets. I ordered the sheets, and by the time I got to the checkout, I got an email confirmation saying that they were ready for pickup. And that's when I hit the front end, and it was actually cheaper to buy it online. Same product, online. So I don't know, somebody must have ran out to the shelf while I was still walking around the store and picked up the item and put it down front. It was actually cheaper to buy it from my phone than it was off the shelf. So, it'll change, but I think that desire, that sort of European desire for us or need to go out and socially shop and look and touch and feel. And there are things like, commodity items like paper towels and the things that you use, you just like using Tide and, automatic reorder. And they're just, but how much different it is it than when we had Leominster Beverage or Bedoin Brothers or Desilets Markets or Bobo's or Victory at the time or the Milkman. All of those, so many things were actually at one time delivered to the house. And now what's happened? Grocery stores are delivering, other companies are delivering, and it was just to meet the need and the changing sort of structure of people's time and family. So, so I'm very encouraged by the groups that I talked to about the mall, both solid companies, some Massachusetts, New England based that are doing just incredible things. And they have the capital, which is important. Money is important. And the other companies from the South, and they are like right on. They are offered us to go see all of their retail and mall locations. It's what they do. It's what they're specialized in. So, hate to see Sears leave. No more, no less than when Prime left. What was the other one that was Carl? It was Prime, and what was the other catalog one that was up in Fitchburg? Come on, Jack Tater. What was it? It was Prime Value, and then the other one was up in Fitchburg on River Street. And I don't remember. Somebody will remember that. Call me. But anyway, that's kind of like what it's going back to, is that you'll look and you'll touch and you feel, and that'll be the one you want. And you'll drive out back, or the next day the thing will just show up at your house. 978-537-7760 is the number to call. Do we have a call? Caller, welcome
buddy.
to the show. Hello?
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
buddy.
Crystal.
How are you?
Good. What are you doing tonight?
Just relaxing.
It's a good night to relax,
It's cold out there.
watch an old movie, and
Yep.
get to bed early, I guess. Get some sleep early.
Yep.
Listen to the rain sort of plitter-plattering.
Yep.
I was looking at the weather for the next couple of days, and it looks like it's going to be a cold week next week.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so get out your thermals, as they say.
Yep. Did I tell you Justin got promoted?
Yes, that's very nice. Good.
And the person who's taking this job is Mandy. I think you know Mandy.
Good for him. Nice job.
Yep.
All right, Crystal.
All right. Ask him for your free French fries before he leaves.
Free French fries for everyone. If
All
I
right,
get elected
take
as
care, buddy.
president of the United States, there'll be free, healthy French fries for everyone. French fries make people smile.
I'll talk to you later, buddy.
We'll talk to you later. Mr. Stevens,
bye-bye.
my current events teacher at Leominster High, I don't know if anybody else had Mr. Stevens, but he had a theory. He said, nobody really likes hot dogs or hamburgers. They like mustard and relish and ketchup. And I said, well, why is that, Mr. Stevens? He says, because you really can't taste the hot dog once you put all that stuff on it. And so after many years, I think I agreed with him. But now I'm starting to think it's the blend. My new thing now is the blend of tastes. So this past summer, my new favorite ice cream, which I probably had too much of, was mocha chip, strawberry sundae, mocha chip with a touch of chocolate dressing. And again, it's the blend of taste. And so I tried other science projects with ice cream, and it just doesn't have that, that special flavor, that strawberry sauce that just sort of blends in with the mocha chip and then the crunch. And if you get the right chocolate inside, it's not that hard chocolate you got to bite through. It's just like flakes. And that probably is the best of the best. But unfortunately, all of the ice cream places have closed now, and that used to offer that. And anyway, we're sidetracked, but it's raining. It's a Thursday night. We're live. And believe it or not, we're going to be coming back because we're going to be talking about, well, a couple things, but one of them is Thanksgiving and the breakfast of the bands. And so you stay tuned. And we're also going to be talking about the Salvation Army Thanksgiving food drive. But in the meantime, we're going to take a short break right back there from the control panel. And we'll be right back.
Okay. And that brings us to November 8th, 1906. The Leominster Historical Society is incorporated. Mary, did you want to add anything more to that story?
I would love to. I'm a member of the Historical Society, and I'm proud to represent this organization that's been around since 1906. You know, these Leominster people started meeting actually in 1905.
Oh.
They met at one another's houses, and each person who was a member of the Historical Society was expected to give a little talk or a topic on Leominster history during their time. Now, the curator of the Leominster Historical Museum at the time was our photographer friend Edmund G. Davis. Mm-hmm. He was actually one of the founders of the Leominster Historical Society. And another name we'll remember from talking with Diane Santabria at the library, Florence Wheeler, the young librarian. She was also one of the founding members of the Leominster Historical Society.
Yeah, Mary, and I'm also a member of the Leominster Historical Society. The Leominster Historical Society met at the library until 1969 at the Field School on School Street and was purchased and renovated. The new Historical Society building opened in 1971, Mary.
That's right. And you know, even today, the Society carries on the exact same mission that it carried on starting from the beginning.
But that was a good thing, and we're back here at Inside Leominster, and there's another call. Caller, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dean. This is Mrs. Jacoby.
Hi, Mrs. Jacoby. How are you?
Hi. I'm calling about the street lights. It's very dark down here. Very dark.
We will check it out tomorrow. We can
yeah,
adjust.
I'd appreciate it
we
so
can
that we can get some lights, you know, because we're seniors, and I mean, it's kind of scary.
You should stay home at night. I don't want you out. You have a curfew.
I do. I stay home all the time. I don't go out that much.
6 o'clock, you belong in the house. No, we can adjust.
Exactly.
We can adjust those lights.
Oh, good. I appreciate
take a look
it,
at
because it really is. We got the two houses across the street.
Right.
But
how are you doing?
I don't know why they don't put no lights on anymore. They don't have no lights in their house, because that used to help a lot.
Right.
You know, we'd get lighting on the street, but it's pretty dark here.
All I know is people down at Home Depot buying lights all the time for the front of their house, but I don't know if anybody turns them on anymore. Maybe they just forget to turn them on. How are you been?
Forget it.
How are you been?
I don't think they forget, because they've been doing this a good couple of years, because they've never done it before, and it used to light up the street, but not anymore. It's horrible.
All
Very
right.
dark.
We will take care of that.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, and have a good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Anyway, what was I saying? I got a little derailed there. No, so I was trying to think. Come on, Jack. Remember there was a place in Fitchburg, right near the lobster place, C&S. And it was like a showroom thing. You go in, you look at it.
Was it Godroy's? Was that the name?
Yeah. What was the name of that?
I think it was Godroy's. It was, across the... Well,
Right across from S&S Lobster.
Yeah, very close to that.
And it had upstairs, and you walked in, it was a showroom, and if you wanted to
Right.
buy something, a jewelry or something, but it had a name to it. It was
R&R.
R&R Jewelers.
That's right. That's what it was.
I almost
R&R.
bought that building.
Did you?
Almost.
R&R, and so like Prime Value, you'd walk in. Remember
Yeah.
they moved down
Yeah.
they moved down to the little plaza there in North Main Street.
Right.
And you'd walk in, and you'd look at it and touch it and feel it and everything. And then you drive around back, and it'd say customer pickup. And
Yeah, bring it all out to you.
They were ahead of their times, and now it's almost the same thing. Only now they ship it to you next day.
Right.
And I was reading an article about how they are delivering appliances directly to people's houses, and people were complaining because like a tractor trailer would show up in the middle of a cul-de-sac.
Whoa.
And they got the little lifts and all that, but people are like, this tractor trailer pulls up my little street with a refrigerator on it.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see the you know, the world's changing.
Changing dynamics
You
all
just
the time.
adapt to whatever it is people want, but we've gotten complex and simple at the same time, I guess, right? I mean, every business, look at the business you were in, the stationery and all that business. But still, no matter what, if companies can deliver tomorrow, sometimes you need it today, right?
And you know that the post office has a little GPS scanner. When they deliver your package, they punch into their little keyboard, and you go down to the post office and say, "Where's my package?"
Right.
And they pull out their little
There it is.
gadget. It's right there. I know I had a problem with something that went to my in-laws.
I have, so on my private email, there's a little truck, and when you know something's getting delivered to me, it's in my business. It'll say, "Got your order," and then it'll show the truck, and then you click on, it'll tell you where the truck is. Wow. And then once it gets there, it says they're getting, you know, they're right around the corner kind of thing, and then it says delivered. And I'm like, this is amazing technology.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you actually like know where the truck is. Like it's almost like Uber. You know exactly where the car is, and you like look outside, and it's like, yeah, it's coming down the street.
Well, the satellites, everybody knows where everybody is all the time.
Well, the good part is it's going to help us because we don't have a lot of time.
Right.
People are eating. I go to Boston in the morning. It's like a 5-course meal on the way down. People eating, shaving, coffee, hands-free.
Yep.
You're talking. There's like 10 things go chain recipes. I don't know what's going on, but people are busy. So they're trying to cram more in, leaving off the kids, pick them up, go to the laundry, pick up your dry clean. And so everybody's trying to cram more into it. And so, you know, we're just trying to be more efficient.
Right.
But there's no end to being efficient or productive anymore. It's fitting more into the day.
It gets overwhelming.
Yeah, I'm out almost every night, and I just think I'm like, my friends are at bed at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night because they're up early too. But so the world's changed in so many ways, and I often talk about they had a little store downtown when I was a cop. Nothing was open at night. It was called the Day-Night Superstore right next to Christopher's Pub, and everybody said, they'll never survive. And I said, really? I said, I'm out at night. People are out.
Oh, yeah.
And it was at the very beginning when, you know, the bread guy'd be out, newspaper'd be out, and that'd be it. But that place was packed all the time. You wake up, your kid's sick at night, right? You need some Tums, you need some cough medicine, milk. And then people gradually started different shifts, right? The overnight shift, then a 3 to 3 shift, a 7 to 7. And we adapted, didn't we? And we'll keep adapting. That's what we're good at. Guys, nice to see you. So we got a couple of different things going on.
Yes.
Breakfast of the Bands, and then the Salvation Army Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving food drive.
Right.
Let's start with that.
Well, actually, Lynette's here from the Salvation Army, so we'll
So
talk
let her
about that
talk
when
about
she
it?
comes
All
over.
right.
Let's talk about the Breakfast for the Bands. So
Okay, go ahead.
That's actually coming up before Thanksgiving. That's why it's even more
right.
important.
Well, when is it? Today's like the 7th?
Let's the post. We'll get the first poster
All
up
right,
if Carl
here
will
we
put
go.
that up for us.
Okay, because it's happening, as always, it's the Sunday before Thanksgiving. This year is November 24th.
Wow, that's
and this
2
year
weeks.
it's in Leominster.
That's
we'll
2
be at the
weeks.
Leominster cafeteria. Yep, coming up real quick. Yeah.
Boy, it
It's
is.
$8 a person.
Cheap.
Kids are free.
All that food?
Yeah.
And we have Rotarians at the high school at the Veterans Concert that I selling tickets.
Good.
I gave them a quota.
By the way, we're going to
They better
change
come
that
through.
concert. We started that concert, and we used to do it at City Hall, and then they scheduled the thing, I don't know who, in the middle of my show. And I already had guests coming on to promote that. So I said, well, I can't, you know.
Can't be two
so
places.
Next year, we're going to change this thing because I could always make it. This year, for some reason, somebody changed it. and
Okay.
We'll change that. It's a great concept.
Yes, yeah, they heard it does a really nice job.
Yeah. So 2 weeks from
That's how
now,
it started, right.
November
24th.
24th
Yeah,
is
we
the
start
date.
serving at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we run till 11:30. And we have the standard fare, pancakes, French toast, scrambled eggs.
I want Carl to put up our placemat.
Okay, you got it
we
up
have
there.
the placemat.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
That's the big part of it, is that the money we earn for the event mostly comes from our advertisers.
Right.
And those are the people that are on the placemat that you can see on the screen right now.
can I give detail?
I guess you have to.
Well, I got a script so I won't forget.
Okay.
Because I'm old and forget stuff now.
I'm in the mood for scrambled eggs.
All right. Well, the scrambled eggs, and the sausage, and the hash brown, and the pancakes, and the dessert pastries. Those are all provided by the Chartwell's Food Services people that work in the cafeteria.
Wow, nice.
All right. And there's Bob and Kerry and Michelle, and they're going to be there Sunday morning working with us.
1 second. Let me just show you. Here, can you zoom in on this, Ronnie? Zoom in. I just want to show people. Zoom in on that. See that little truck up there? Your package is on the way. And then you just hit it. Can you see it? There you go. So right up there, it says your package is on the way. Watch when I hit it. And it just tells you where it is. It's Memphis, Tennessee. Isn't that cool?
Your package is on the way, but it's in Memphis right now.
Yeah. Well, it left the dock. It's
Maybe
in
it'll
Memphis.
get here in time so they can have pancakes with your package.
I don't even know what it is. I don't know. Somebody ordered something in my store, I guess.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
So that's all provided by those folks. Now we get fruit, and the fruit's provided by Doubletree and Happy Jacks.
All right.
And then we have bacon, and I've got Midtown beef, Outback, Manor on the Hill, and somebody usually digs up somebody else, another restaurant, to give us bacon. And we'll get a surprise.
Never want to run out of bacon. We did one year, and that was a big
everybody
mistake.
moaned and cried.
Excuse me, sir, but we are out of bacon.
Yeah, that
and
didn't
I'm
go
going to
over too
make a
well.
complaint.
Have a sausage. Now I wanted bacon. So we don't run out of bacon
That's a
anymore.
long ride from Fitchburg up there at the Ashby line. I head down to Market Basket to get some.
Yes.
Well, we even have one place that they cook it for me on Saturday morning. Put it in the cooler, and I leave it in my truck overnight, and we're good to go. Then we get, we also get pastries from the Daily Bagel, and we have juice, we have coffee, and this year we have Aroma Joe's working with the band parents who usually do the coffee. Well, he's providing the coffee and some of the stuff to go
They're
along
nice
with
people
it.
at Aroma
Yeah.
Joe's.
Yeah.
Nice people.
Yeah.
Well, he's a new member of our Rotary Club,
Saw him
too.
last night. Yep. Great
And,
guy.
and then we have milk from the Fitchburg Creamery.
Yep.
So that's basically the menu.
Come hungry.
Come hungry
Yes.
and bring some money because we have a raffle. Right
Yes,
now,
we do.
we have a bicycle, we have some Celtics tickets, and I don't know what else we've got. at the
Tons of
moment.
things there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You usually have about 30 items in our ticket raffle. So you go down and put your little ticket in the jar, and hopefully you win something. And the other thing that's really unique about our breakfast, if you haven't been before, is both bands take turns playing throughout the morning. So if you're looking for a quiet breakfast, this is not the place to
No,
go.
this is a
It's
fun
good.
though.
It's a fun
fun.
thing,
Yeah.
and my grandkids go and they think it's a blast. They just love to watch the high school kids play the musician. So they do a great
You
job.
read my script, didn't you?
No, I didn't see your
Oh,
script. Oh, okay.
So he's got it. He's got it memorized because he's younger.
We got our phone number up there. It's 978-537-7760. It's the number to call, extension 3. And this been going on for, I don't know, how many years has it been?
24th year this year.
Yeah.
How many years?
24.
So I made them all.
That's
I'm
good.
perfect attendance.
That's great.
I deserve some sort of a sticker. You know,
we'll
like,
get you a sticker.
I voted. It's just like 24
And
years.
we came early
Well, next
this
year, it's
year.
the 25th. It'll be the
That'll be a big time, yeah.
quarter
Because
of a
we're
century.
trying to get sponsors on our placemat.
Uh-huh.
We need more.
All right.
Yeah, it's not too
And-
late.
Cough it up.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to be a banner sponsor, you get 20 tickets and you give us $300. If you
And we put their banner up in the cafeteria.
Right.
That's what banner sponsor is all about.
Right. Then we have corporate sponsors for 150. We give them 10 tickets, and they're in the center of the placemat. And we also have a line ad for $50, and you get 4 tickets or 5 tickets, right?
5
yeah,
tickets,
because that's $40 worth of tickets.
Right.
So there's lots of ways, and we have a sheet there that if Carl can put it up on the screen with our contact info, there it is. Dean Valier is our contact.
Yep.
There's his phone number. There's his website, his email, or you can call the number here at the show, right, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir. We call my office at
Yeah,
City
we
Hall
will.
if you like.
We'll forward it along. Great, great. We did actually start a new sponsorship level this year, a QR sponsor, those little funny little squiggly things that are, I don't know what they do, but you take a picture of them with your iPhone or smartphone, and you can go right on the website of the respective companies. So we've got several companies that are doing that this year. And it's a little more expensive, it's $500, but the company has a chance to get a lot more information in front of the prospective customer rather than just a line item, names on a placemat. They get the whole QR code on there. So that's something new we're trying, and we've got quite a few people interested in it.
Guys, thank you. Don't forget, event's coming up, 2 weeks, and you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a good time. It always is a good time. Raffles, you get to see people you haven't seen. Some people I only see at that one event.
Yep.
And then I don't see them for another year. And then all of a sudden they pop up again. You get to wear your blue or your red, I guess,
Yep.
in that case. And just so that everybody understands it, it revolves and from Fitchburg to Leominster, and then next year it'll be Fitchburg and then back to Leominster, and so it alternates back and forth. So thank you guys for all you do and all the Rotarians. I know this is a big fundraising event. You give the money back to the music program in this case. Exactly. And they count on that funding. So everyone show up. It's in Leominster this year. What time do you open, Jack? One year I was there at like 6, and I thought for sure. Nobody was there.
8 a.m.
Open at 8.
Open at 8.
Yeah. The kitchen crew arrives at 6.
Yeah.
And we have a new bandmaster in Leominster, too,
yes,
by
we
the
do.
way.
Yes, we do.
And,
doing a great job.
Yep, so it's going to be his first breakfast with us, and I'm sure he's coordinating with Tabitha Greenleaf from the Fitchburg Band, and they coordinate their program so that they do a great job. And I think they do a little jamming at the end where both bands get together and play. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. We'll take a short break here. We'll take a short break here at Inside Leominster. Then we're coming back, and then we'll talk about the Salvation Army thing. They had you listed, and I thought you were with her, and I'm like,
I am.
Maybe you were just. Are you?
Yeah.
So both of you.
I'm on the Salvation Army board
two
too.
hats tonight.
This guy's amazing.
Did you bring another shirt to wear?
No, I got to wear the same shirt.
Go back and change. We'll be right back.
Come and enjoy a hearty breakfast with great entertainment. Sponsored by the Rotary Clubs of Fitchburg and Leominster. Breakfast for the Bands has been a tradition for the last 24 years as we raised funds for the music programs in our communities. The breakfast takes place Sunday before the Thanksgiving Day game, and behind the oldest football rivalry is the music and precision of the marching bands of Fitchburg and Leominster. Let's show them some support. This year's event will be at Leominster High School on Sunday, November 24th from 8 to 11:30 a.m. Tickets can be purchased from any Rotary member or at the door.
Ask me that. Hey, we're back here at Inside Leominster, and welcome back. And we're live tonight. It's that rainy kind of night. Stay in unless you really have to go out. Not because it's dangerous or anything. It's just that it's just a nice night to stay in. And I was just looking at the 3 and 4 and 5 day weather, and I'm like, oh man, it's talking snow.
I know.
Like snow.
It's coming.
Get those leaves picked up. Get them up, picked up. People must have, Friday and Saturday was nice.
Yes.
And people must have spent their entire weekend. There were 50 bags at one house today that I saw. Like, there's just people just packed them in because you don't know what's going to happen. Now, we run the program till the end of the month, but there are times we've had snow at the end of November, and that stuff gets frozen in. It's just not pretty. So anyway, the leaves have fallen for the most part. So get them picked up. It's supposed to be a nice weekend. Get them packed. Get them. Get your kids, stick them in, pack it down.
I used to do that.
Yeah, there's nothing better than taking all the leaves.
A big pile and jumping in them. Oh, yeah. Now the grandkids are doing that.
That's right. And they're just praying they don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lynette and Paul are here from the Salvation Army, and so you're going to be doing the Thanksgiving food drive. Did you do it last year?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do it every year. It's been going on for, over 40 years that we do a Thanksgiving event, and this year we're going to be supporting about 350 families that'll be getting baskets for Thanksgiving, turkeys and all the fixings, and we've been taking sign-ups since September?
Since September 12th.
Yep.
Every Tuesday.
Give us a little background because things evolve, as I said, and sometimes people aren't sure exactly what the Salvation Army does or what kind of its mission is.
I've been on a mission today, right?
But
the Salvation Army has a lot of roles in the community, and making that footprint and letting them know exactly what we do. Thanksgiving is my favorite. The families come in and we do application process, and we combine Thanksgiving with Christmas for the applicants, so they come once. And we give them a Thanksgiving basket. And they also, if they're eligible and they have children, they sign up for the Angel Tree program and they get toys as well. So with that being said, we are anticipating probably about 350 families for baskets this year, based on what's going on in the need.
350.
Yes.
Yeah. And we do support families in Leominster, Fitchburg, as well as Lunenburg.
Nice. Wow, that's a big help, huh?
Yes.
For families.
And the need's great. There's a lot of working poor. We were talking about this morning, the working poor. you know, you don't know. People are working 2 jobs, 3 jobs just to
paying the
get
rent.
by.
Yes, just
pay
to
the
get by.
rent, just pay the rent, or decide if they're going to put gas in their car, fix their car, go to work, keep the utilities on. So we see this on a daily basis, and the need is so great. Helping people with their utilities. I think I talked to you with one on Christmas Eve, wasn't
Yes.
it? Or New Year's?
Were you in Pennsylvania or
I was
something?
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I was on vacation, and I called, and there was a family here in Leominster that really needed help.
Right.
And you jumped in, we got everything going, and
Yeah.
it happened.
Yeah.
So we can't,
No,
we
things are
can't
gonna happen.
foresee that. It
I don't
happens.
care.
It happens.
The unemployment rate can be
Exactly.
zero.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's
somebody
still-
runs into a health
And it's
problem.
difficult, yes.
You know, somebody was home with the kids, husband or wife is out, their partner or whatever, and suddenly somebody ends up ill. It's not what they expected. And it doesn't take long to start to develop financial problems.
Right.
And what do you want first? You want a roof over your
Right,
house.
exactly,
Over your head.
exactly.
So-
That's what we see. So yes.
So this is coming up, and how can people help? Because this, you're going to be doing, well, we'll talk about the free dinner for veterans and families, but so how, if people want to help out with the baskets,
Right
the
now,
food drive, how
right
can they
now,
help?
what we're seeing is we had a company that gave us our turkeys
In the past.
and in the past, and times are different for businesses as well. You know, the cutbacks, they have to. That's just part of what's going on. So we're right now in need of turkeys. We're trying to figure out the 350. We're going to purchase them if we need to, but we're hoping maybe that we can get some donations to help with turkeys.
So what if somebody says, listen, I have time to mess around. I just want to get, how much you need, I just want to write you a check.
Right.
I want to donate a turkey, but I'm not going to go down and get you a turkey. So how much is it? I want to send you a
Right.
check.
You can send a check for a turkey with the prices. We do like, what is it? $17, $18 turkey.
That's it.
For each
So if
family.
somebody sends you $50.
We can get a few turkeys with that $50.
Exactly.
They can
So
write in the
that's
memo
it.
4 turkeys.
Send it
and-
to my address, it's over.
Right.
What address?
739 Water Street.
Fitchburg.
Salvation Army, 739 Water Street, Fitchburg, Mass.
So you maybe there's somebody out there that works for a company, and the company's trying to sort of help out,
Right?
and they're not quite sure how to do that.
That would be a big help.
And I have a couple people in mind that I can probably turn you on to,
Okay.
and then that would be a big help. Maybe if they couldn't give you all 350,
Nope.
they'd give you
But
20.
if a few companies give you, and we can, you know, get the check or donation for that, I can order them and we can put that right towards it. And then that's that financial blessing we were praying for,
Right, yes.
So yes, that would help a lot.
So a little bit about the Salvation Army. So it's been around for a long time.
Long time. I came here 4 years ago. This is my 5th
Wow.
season already. And the Salvation Army's been around a long time.
Yes.
And the footprint, you know, when I got here, I just remember, what's going on? Where's Salvation Army? We've got to make some changes. So the last 4 years has been a hit the pavement. Here we are. This is what we do. We have our social service. We have Bridging the Gap for children who have offended one time and we're turning their lives around. So that's a 97% turnaround of non-reoffending. We have
with the
music
court systems
programs.
in the area.
The
we
court
work
doesn't
with
want
these
to send
young
some
Right.
things. They really
They
want to
don't.
straighten
They
their
wanna
life
help.
out so they
Right.
don't end up back there, right?
Yes,
Right,
exactly.
so we have that program. We have a music mentoring program. The kids are engaging in music, taking them off the street, keeping them in tune for that. Social service, helping with rent, utilities, and then Christmas, Thanksgiving. We have our summer fun program and camp. We send kids to camp in Sharon, Massachusetts. So there's a lot of engagement. There's a lot of things that we do to help the communities. And the Salvation Army Fitchburg doesn't just serve Fitchburg. We serve Fitchburg, Leominster, and Lunenburg. Our EDS program, we're joining forces, collaborating, working with the warming centers with Leominster. Our team's coming and volunteering. They're helping us, helping them. It's just an amazing thing that we've collaborated over this last year has been amazing, I have to say. Just absolutely.
I want to, just before I forget here, a couple of things that are coming up for Veterans Day. There are a couple
Yes.
have already passed. There's a concert tonight, already started. It's probably over by now. Straighten that out next year. But tomorrow at St. Anna's School, I have a Veterans Day assembly. They do a very nice job. I've been there for I don't know how many years. It's at St. Anna's. It's but you do have to call. It's 978-534-4770. And that's at 9:30. And then bring a veteran to lunch. It's at Samoset School. Again, you need to RSVP. I wouldn't call any later. Well, it's tomorrow. So anyway, it's at 11:30. And then Saturday is the Veterans Breakfast sponsored by IC Credit Union at the Charles Moore Lodge, Thorndike Street in Fitchburg at 8 o'clock a.m. And the Veterans Day Rifle and Pistol Match is Sunday the 10th at Leominster Sportsman's Club. Veterans Day ceremony on Monday in Leominster begins at 10:30 with a ceremony on the Common. 11 o'clock is the ceremony inside City Hall. At 2 o'clock at Sunrise Assisted Living, they're also having a ceremony. Summit Elder Care Veteran Recognition is on Tuesday at 11 a.m. On Wednesday, this is a tradition we've had for some time now. The Life Care Center provides breakfast at the Veterans Center on Wednesday the 13th. It's free, and that's from 8:30 to 10. Amazing, the spread that they put on, just incredible.
Sure,
Chefs are right there. We have a full kitchen, and then on Wednesday, Veterans Lunch hosted by the Sterling Senior Center on 36 Muddy Pond Road. Reservations are required. That's at 11:30, and then on Wednesday, November 13th, is the back where we started Veterans Appreciation Dinner, and that's hosted by the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
And that's going to be at the Devon Center at Devon's, and it's 5:30 to 7:30. And RSVP at 978-342-3300. And then there are a number of other restaurants around the area.
Yeah.
These veterans are going to,
Yes, well,
they're going to be walking at Doyle when this is done, because there are a number of restaurants that are offering free breakfast or dinner or whatever it might be. And what a wonderful thing, right? To be able to just acknowledge every veteran being part of the team that serves. Not everybody serves, not everybody could serve.
Right.
Circumstances sometimes prohibit it, but it's just a chance to stop for a day.
Yeah.
I always thought, one year I got in a little trouble. I said, why don't we just keep the stores shut? Can we just keep them shut until noon? It's just kind of like, well, some people have to go shopping. And, I said, okay, let's just, but, wouldn't it just be nice that just for half a day we just kind of stop? But anyway, so a lot going on to honor our veterans. And again, if you could come on Monday to City Hall, the Common at 10:30, and then the festivities inside, or I should say the ceremony inside, begins at 11. And it would be nice to have you there. The veterans are always touched by the number of people. We always have big events here in Leominster, whether it's Memorial Day, anything that mention the vets, and it's great participation. So, yeah. Anything else before I shift off? I just got a whole bunch of things here I got to do. You can welcome to stay.
Okay, well, I just want to make a couple points. That the drive that we do right now, the red kettles that you'll see around the community, this is how we fund all the programs that Lynette mentioned. So this is the one time of the year from now, well, next week I think we start in earnest, but till Christmas, we'll be out ringing bells at several locations in the mall, at the Walmart stores, and a couple other places around town.
So,
and that's where the funding comes from.
So when you walk by, don't. And this money stays local. I don't know. Some people
that's the
think
other
it
thing
ends
we
up
wanted to
somewhere
make.
else.
Thank you.
It ends up local.
Yes.
The money that you give in there, whether it's the change in your pocket or a couple bucks here or $10, or somebody might leave $100 or whatever.
Yeah.
You never know. It really does. It comes right back to the community. I know you do a great job of screening the people and sort of vetting the people that come in and apply, so that it doesn't end up in abuse. And occasionally it could happen, but you guys have got this down to a science, so it's really the money and the help that people ask for are really getting to the right places.
Yeah. And we'll be doing a couple boot drives around the community too.
Good.
They'll be on the way up by
Target
store. Yeah,
It's November 30th at Target.
Yep.
Black Friday weekend.
Black Friday.
And then on December 21st.
Hey, we got to find out.
We're excited.
People know this. Got to find out where they used to have these lines. And it was so fun. I used to drive around, talk to everybody, have a coffee with them or something to drink. And last year, I think the only line was up at Best Buy.
I know, it used to be fun.
Yeah. Well, actually, what's really been great lately is that we have the cadets from Monty Tech's.
The ROTC.
ROTC cadets are out there
helping
for
you
us,
too.
and those people are so great because young people sometimes can be challenging because they don't really listen and follow instructions, and you're in the street. It's dangerous. So these folks are great. I mean, they're young, but they really listen, and they look great in their uniforms.
In the old day, the Salvation Army used to perform in front of downtown, in front of Allen's.
Okay.
And Wilfred Eamon would play his horn.
With
There'd
the
be a couple
horn.
guys playing out there. And
Oh,
maybe we should just do that for historic sake.
I would love to
Maybe
do
during
that.
the day of the stroll.
I was going to ask you that.
December 7th is the stroll.
You know, Herb Thomas can play, Herb White can play.
We can find some.
We can have our brass out there.
For nostalgic purposes. And the other thing is people are, in a good mood.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
Like an old-fashioned Christmas.
And you take pictures with maybe Ronnie, right, and the Historic Commission can find old pictures of when they used to do that.
Yeah.
And now we can take a new picture and put it side by side.
There you go.
We'll talk.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take a quick short break. I got to get all this stuff done here. We got
Okay.
photos of the week, and we'll be right back. I promise. And we're back here at Inside Leominster, and thank you for watching. We're live tonight, as we are each and every Thursday night. We listen, we monitor social media, but we just in our conversations with residents and visitors of the city, that's what we do to put the agenda together for what you are seeing. And obviously there are nonprofits and groups that are trying to help in the community, so we sneak them in. But here's what's happening. Coming up on the 21st of November is the red carpet. It's the red carpet, you know, like the fancy red carpet comes to Leominster. And you could join stars Adam Carbone and others as they attending a viewing of the multi-award-winning film Randy's Canvas, a coming-of-age love story about an inspiring artist who just so happens to be autistic. And that's coming up, again, on the 21st of November, 6 to 9. And then the Festival of Trees. You know, I want to do a little commercial for this, Carl. Maybe I could come in next week. But Festival of Trees is a lot of fun, and it raises some money for some really good things like the heating fund. And so we're already getting people that are saying, hey, count me on. We've got a regular group of people that do a tree every year. And this is how it works. You come in with a tree. If you can't get one and you just want to spend a little more money on the ornaments, so you decorate the tree, and people will come by and throw a quarter inside or money, and then for their favorite tree, and then we add that up and we give prizes for the best tree. But we sell the trees at the end of the season, but before Christmas, so if somebody wants to take it, blister wrap it, take it to your house. And so we opened it up, and there are a number of concerts and different events that are at City Hall. And as a result, it just provides just this beautiful setting here at City Hall for those events. And then just people come in. As long as City Hall is open, we open it up on the weekends, and they just come in and visit the trees. It's the only time of the year that it can happen, and it's magical as you get into City Hall. So that's that day. So that's coming up from 11/25 to December 16th. So give us a call at City Hall and let us know that you want a tree. At least reserve a spot, and then you can get all your things together. Small Business Saturday, when American Express sponsors this every year, and that's on the 30th. Winter Stroll is on the 7th, and the Drake House Holiday Tour is on the 14th of December. Paving is coming up. We're trying to get the last pavement down on these streets. We'll start another program probably late spring, summer. And we have a number of streets that we'll be doing. We'll put out a list of that. We'll share that with you over the winter. And remember, November 30th, it's the last day for pickup. I love church fairs. Love them. The next church fair is at St. Cecilia's, Christmas in Arcadia. That's coming up November 8th. And I say that because this show gets played maybe Sunday, too. I don't want you to miss it. November 8th and November 9th, 170 Mechanic Street. It's one of the biggest church fairs I've ever seen. Santa will be arriving on a fire truck on Saturday. I don't know what time, but call our office. We'll let you know. St. Bernard's is next week on the 2 weeks from now. St. Leo's is the 23rd. St. Mark's is the 6th. First Church Unitarian Universalist Craft Fair is the same day as the Stroll. And St. Joseph's in Fitchburg is also on the 7th. Coming up at the Public Library on the 9th this weekend, till we meet again, Songs of the First World War, a historical music event with Diane Taras, and stirring the poignant in the popular songs of the Great War help us understand what average people here and abroad were thinking and experiencing during the time of great upheaval. And this is the Leominster Public Library at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. And quickly, we'll do photos of the week. I'll get my glasses here, and we'll close out with pictures of the week. Here we go, kids. So we went over to Pre-Street School. They were doing their STEM Day. AIS is a big sponsor. There's Bruce Platzman, who's the president and CEO of group. So I got to. So they were doing a practice. They were doing an exercise, and in mine, I guess my part was to stick my hand inside of a pumpkin and kind of clean it out with my hands. Smells good. In fact, later in the day, even after I wash my hands, still smell the pumpkin. So I may invent with the STEM students from Pre-Street School pumpkin soap. Hit it first here. Trick-or-treating at the mall, it was just packed. I don't know how to, but orderly. People weren't pushing each other around and just rushing through the mall, but it was nice. You could actually see everybody's costumes, a lot of the parents dressed up. Really, it should be a tradition from here on in. And we're honoring Mayor McLaughlin. There's Senator Dean Tran who done a proclamation for the McLaughlin family, honoring Jack McLaughlin for his efforts, not only as mayor of the city, but city councilor and involved in some of the building projects here in the city. Babe Ruth, always an active guy. Our Lady of the Lake expansion, Our Lady of the Lake Church. This is a busy guy that stayed busy right up until his passing at 90 years old. Congratulations to Michael Lopesla, and I think it's Lopesla. And he was going to be a new police officer here in the city of Leominster, and we were just there swearing him in. And there's other officers and lieutenant and patrol and chief there to welcome him in and welcome Michael and your family to a great family of law enforcement officers here in the city of Leominster. Governor's breakfast this morning. We had Mark Bonanza. We got to get Mark on the show. I don't know, Mark, if you're listening, let's schedule something to get you on here so we can talk about the book. I know he's been busy, been all over the place. But anyway, the governor was here today. He spoke for 40 minutes. I sat up front. He spoke for 40 minutes about everything you can ever imagine. I mean, everything from education to health care to transportation to the subway. STEM, education, everything, never even glanced at his notes. So it was a great morning, and good job, Governor. Downtown presentation we did today, and again, we hired this company to come in, and what a presentation. We're going to have them back to do the final presentation, but it will really help us to get ready for new business that are coming to the city. And people say, well, where's Trader Joe's? We'll have the ability and the data to attract them and be able to provide them with the necessary data they need to know that they'll be successful here. And there we are, process cooling down next to the new registry of motor vehicles, and ribbon cutting. That's about a 60,000 square foot building with offices inside. They'll all be under one roof. They're in 3 different locations before. They chose Leominster. We're very happy. It's a good company. They're looking for help if they know anybody that is looking for a job. And there we are at Trick or Treat. And yeah, we had a lot of fun. We're downtown there, and but we had 3 different places, 3 different times that you could trick or treat here in the city of Leominster. And there's happy Halloween there, and getting ready for the holidays, pulling out the summer and fall plants. And there we are, open. Shoalin Farms is open Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 3, and Marketplace opens. And we're out of time here at Inside Leominster. Good night. God bless you. Thank you for everybody for coming out to vote. I don't care who you voted for. And that's democracy at its finest. Freedom is not free. Veterans Day is coming up next week. Please stop at some point to thank them. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. You certainly showed up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you through the generous support of Colonial Insulation Company, residential and commercial insulation and fireproofing services, specializing in blown-in cellulose as well as spray foam insulation. For more information, visit their website, colonialinsulation.com. And by Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, 52 West Street in Leominster, locally and authentically providing better hearing and quality of life since 1978. www.donot shout.com.